Okay, everybody, let's get started here. My name is Jeffrey Scott Myers. I'm the founder of Quantum Levels Healing and Quantum Levels Healing Academy of Sciences. I'm a first-year doctorate student at Quantum University, working on my PhD in quantum physics and integrative medicine. Just a little bit about my background. I'm educated in quantum physics, and I'm going by notes here in case you don't wonder why I keep looking down. I'm educated in quantum physics, quantum mechanics, chemistry, evolutionary biology, biochemistry, philosophy, quantum biology, psychology, psychoneuroimmunology, epigenetics, psychoneuroendocrinology, neuroscience, consciousness anatomy, physiology, nutrition, psychoneurobiology, as well as the laws that govern the universe, the laws of thermodynamics, chaos theory, entropy, the laws of conservation, especially the first law of energy, Newton's laws of motion, as well as some traditional Chinese medicine, chakras, meridian points, acupressure, yin and yang, Mother Earth, Father Sky, plus 23 years of training, personal training background, as well as I've shadowed the greatest minds in physics, chemistry, mathematics, science, biology, philosophy, shadowed these great minds of history, just to name a few. Now, quantum physics, can make no mistake, quantum physics and integrative medicine is the future of healthcare because allopathic medicine does not work, okay? I spent over 4 years down the rabbit hole, as the saying goes. And I did this because I knew I had to be armed, fully armed, with all information covering all areas if I wanted to take on this health crisis that we face in the United States and worldwide. I mean, let's face it, this is, people are sick, everybody is sick. I mean, I'm not going to get into that now in this video, that'll be in a different video. But almost 100 million people with autoimmune disease compared to 1997, which was 9 million. So in 22 years, we've gone from 9 million to almost 100 million. So first, what people need to understand, okay, when it comes to health, we need to work at the quantum level. Excuse me. Examples, let's try to break this down logically, okay, so everybody can kind of understand. The quantum level is where everything happens. Let me give you a couple examples. Waves, vibrations, flows, cells, atoms, molecules, thoughts, mindfulness, chemistry, enzymes, hormones, genes, DNA. This is where things happen, okay? This is what needs to be addressed. This is what has to, this is where we have to start the main focus, okay? There needs to be proper flow and coherence in the body as well, through all the systems of the body. Everything, simple physics 101, everything is energy and vibration, okay? That's it. How fast something vibrates and the frequency of vibration, that's basically it. That's all of everything. So, and everything basically is what's called structured information. And we need to take these examples and use them as far as health goes. I mean, everything breaks down in the body into amino acids, fatty acids, salts, bases, nucleic acids. Okay, everything works on a tiny quantum level in all the biology and all of organisms, all the biological organisms on the planet, okay? First it goes electricity equals chemistry equals biology, okay? That's basically it in a nutshell. Now what we have to do and what we have to understand is, and let me tell you, if you're sick and you have some kind of autoimmune disease, you're going to want to watch this, okay? The idea is to bring the client back to full potentiality, okay, in all aspects of their life, okay? This is vital. We bring the person back here at the Quantum Levels Academy of Sciences to be back to being the best mom or dad, the best mother, the best son or daughter, the best coworker, the best friend. We return them back to their hobbies and the things they used to do prior to being sick, okay? People enjoy a lot of things in their life. They get sick, they get some kind of autoimmune disease, they stop doing their hobbies, they stop doing what they like, and they're sick. So we bring people back to what they were doing before they were sick, okay? And set goals, new goals for people as well. Like I said, I'm trying to make this as easy and logical as I can because this is the way to heal. Okay, there's a method called what we have to work on. There's a method called downward causation. Okay, meaning you work from the mind down. The conventional model, allopathic medicine, practices upward causation from the ground up, and things just don't work that way. Okay, this is a very reductionist and a materialist way to think, and it just doesn't work. Okay, it just doesn't work. Another video I'll go over how flawed and biochemically ignorant the medical model is. That's why so many people are sick. Okay, it just doesn't work. So, like I said, we take the person and we return them back to being full potentiality as a human being in all aspects of their life, okay? And we achieve this in a few different ways. Like I said, downward causation versus upward causation. It basically comes down to quantum physics versus Newtonian physics, okay? Newtonian physics is great, but it doesn't work on the quantum level, and it doesn't work for healing, okay? Matter, there's a saying in physics, matter doesn't heal matter, okay? It's wave versus particle, possibility versus actuality. And you're never going to find the answers to healing on the outside in the material world. All healing comes from within, okay? It's linear versus nonlinear thinking and nonlinear versus linear views, okay? This is just how things work. We focus on the mind. New thoughts equals new choices, which equal new behaviors, which equal new experiences, new emotions equal new thoughts. That's the evolution of mind. And we also work to change certain beliefs and perceptions that people have, because just because you believe or perceive something doesn't mean it's true. Okay, these are just beliefs and perceptions that you've been taught over the years, and they bring into your subconscious mind, and you run these programs. I'm not going to get too much into the mind part of it. If you want to really study and learn the mind, check out Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. He's amazing. He's one of the best neuroscientists, quantum physics. This is his field, and this is where it all starts. Everything starts as a thought, okay? Nothing happens until we have a thought. And we need to basically, if you don't change your body's pharmacy of chemicals and your biology, you will be the same person today as you were yesterday, as you will be tomorrow, okay? If nothing changes, there's no way to heal, because your chemistry and your biology is the same every day, day after day, running on subconscious programs in the mind, and there's, like I said, there's no way to heal. And when it comes to healing, this is really, really important to understand, okay? This is very important to understand. Everybody needs to be treated as an individual, okay? Everybody needs to be treated as an individual. When I work with someone, and we work with someone at the academy, I need to know about that person, okay? I need to know how they grew up. I need to know their childhood, stress, trauma, religious backgrounds, religious beliefs, habits, values, lifestyle. I need to know these things about a person, okay? You have to take it into... This is what the medical model and conventional medicine does not do, okay? They see you for 15 minutes, you're on your way. How are you ever going to heal by not knowing exactly what's going on with someone, okay? Everybody's a different person, and everybody's an individual. And then what I do as we go and as we're working with someone too, I get the family involved, friends, church groups, what have you. We develop a huge support system for the person, okay? And what that does is the massive love and positive energy, which are all scientifically proven facts, okay? Everything I say is completely based in science. So we include everybody for a far better healing, okay? Let me give you an example of an individual working with, that's why each person has to become, as an individual. Just an example, say you have two women, they're both 40 years old, okay? And they both have lupus. Let's just say out of the one over 100 autoimmune diseases, let's just say they have lupus, okay? Two people, exactly the same age, same everything, but one of the women just lost a child or a husband a year ago. Make no mistake, their chemistry and their biology is going to be far different than the other person, and these things need to be addressed, okay? Because they could easily be what 70 to 80% of us live in the past, they could be living in this past moment and never been able to heal because they're still living at that traumatic event, okay? So we need to take people on an individual basis and find out what's going on. Because, I mean, this should be pretty logical. I mean, someone that lost a child 6 months ago, their chemistry is different, okay? They're gonna take, there's some, we have to work with them differently, okay? So once we got the mind, we work with the individual, we help bring it back to their full potential. And then simultaneously, we work on the chemistry and the anatomy of the body, okay? We work on the systems of the body. Let me explain what we do, because this is very important. The anatomy is also important, the mind's important, everything's important, but chemistry and anatomy is very important as well, okay? And also make no mistake, the body works, it's in physics, at a unified field, okay? Nothing is separate, everything works together, okay? So we start off, we work with the microbiome, okay? Because this is very, very important. This is only pretty relatively new research, last 5-10 years ago. We have over 100 trillion cells in our body. I've heard Dr. Bruce Lipton say 50 million, let's just say 100 trillion cells in our body. There are 20 bacteria cells for every one of our cells, okay? Obviously, if there's that many of something in the body, it needs to be taken serious, it needs to be worked on. So the microbiome is extremely important. They're finding out the microbiome has to do with inflammation. It has to do with depression. The microbiome, the gut bacteria, and the brain communicate. The central nervous system, the immune system, the molecules of motion, everything communicates to the bacteria, okay? So we have to address the gut bacteria. There's a microbiome in our eyes, in our skin, in our gut, so it's very, very important. Next, we work on any type of inflammation in the body, any type of inflammation markers, because, you know, everything, can't get all into that now, but everything is inflammation. So we bring down inflammation, any type of inflammation in the body, working on the systems. We work on see, these are things that other people, that's why I've spent this 4 years down the rabbit hole and I've come out with the answers, okay? These are the answers to health and healing on all aspects and all levels, okay? And then after that then we work on the bile system. The bile system is basically our body's soap. It's where fats are broken down and where hormones are cleared out as well. And also is proper elimination. Okay, there's a reason that we have an elimination system in our body. It's extremely important, not something to be overlooked. So the bile system, very, very important. I mean, I can't stress how important it is, especially when it comes to estrogen breakdown. Male and female, estrogen breaks down into catechol estrogens, which are very, very toxic. Estrogen is extremely, extremely toxic in high amounts. So if you don't have a proper bile system, you're not going to be able to break that down. Stomach acid, very important to break down proteins in the body, as well as healthy stomach acid to not have any type of overgrowth of bacteria, SIBO or H. pylori, anything like that, as well as keeping a proper balance of pH. So people are on all these PPIs and they're ruining their, the heartburn and GERD and all these different things are caused from low stomach acid, not too much stomach acid. So stomach acid is very important. Building connective tissue. 30% of our body's connective tissue, as well as the connective tissue feeds our cells, and that's where toxins are detoxified out in the connective tissue as well. Not to mention dysbiosis, which is leaky gut, which pretty much almost everybody has. We need to build connective tissue, joints, ligaments. So this is very, very important as well, which a lot of people don't really think about. Making sure that you could absorb your fatty vitamins and minerals. It's not what you take in, it's what you absorb. If you're not able to absorb your vitamins and minerals, then you're going to be deficient, and this is causing all kinds of other problems as well. So making sure that you can absorb your fatty vitamins and minerals and water-soluble vitamins as well, which are very important. Blood sugar. Very, very important. The blood is the almighty sacred space. That's why we have not been able to make it in a lab, okay? That's why there's blood donation. This is where all nutrients, oxygen, the blood reaches all 100 trillion cells in our body, okay? The blood is the life force. It's everything, okay? So that needs to be blood sugar levels, and the blood needs to be addressed as well. The lymphatic system, extremely important. This is what, a lot of people don't think about these things. The lymphatic system, the lymph is moved through muscle contraction. It doesn't pump like the heart. Now they're even saying that the heart doesn't really pump. It's an electrical reaction, because how are you going to pump? How's the blood going to pump? How's something so small going to pump blood through 60,000 miles of blood vessels without an electrical nature to it? The lymphatic system, okay, it's very important. This is our body's detox. This is how we detoxify toxins and stuff out of the blood, is the lymphatic system. So another very important area to address. Balancing hormones, okay? Nothing happens without a hormone reaction. It first starts as a thought, which turns into a hormonal reaction, which is like a lock and key on a cell, so it basically turns on a reaction in a cell. Balancing hormones, neurotransmitters, also working with the endocrine system, which all works together: hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, adrenals, pineal gland, ovaries, testes. Okay, these are all very, very important. Okay, hormones run the show. A few things run the show, but you get my drift. The hormones run the show, okay? This is something that can't be passed over, okay? As well as enzyme health. This is something people don't think about. Enzymes are catalysts. They lower the activation energy, and they allow a process to happen. Without enzymes, something that takes a nanosecond, which is 1/1000th of a second, would take 50 million years, okay? This is very, very important. Enzymes are catalysts, and they turn on the chemistry in the body as well as break down food. But the most important thing is they turn on the body's chemistry. Adrenal issues, thyroid issue, the adrenal thyroid complex is very important as well. The adrenal glands are everything. It's like having, the adrenal glands are like two big bodybuilders that you're walking down the street in a bad area with. The adrenals are extremely important, and those need to be addressed as well. Okay, so this is just all disease. I hope this is making sense, because this is how everything happens, okay? This is science, and this is how it happens. All disease is cell disease. Everything happens at the cellular level. Everything. Again, working on a quantum level. Everything happens at the level of the cell. So once we do that, when we get somebody, we start working with someone. We always do a 3-day detox fast. Bentonite clay, N-acetylcysteine, carbon, sulfur, water. This will detox any heavy metals and detox anything out of the body, which is very, very important. Calorie restriction, lower the energy in the body, okay? Calorie is a unit of heat, which equals work, energy. And remember, keep in mind, everything is energy. So this is, a calorie is a unit of basically energy. So, the body wasn't made to run on 5,000 calories a day. It's too much. It's too overwhelming. It's one of the problems. We eat too much. So calorie restriction, proper nutrition, of course, and understanding energy and calories on an energetic replacement level, meaning we have to understand how calories work and the energy that comes from those calories as far as what it does for our body and what is our system. We must also, the electrical nature of the body, the brain, every cell membrane conducts electricity. The brain is electric, the heart is electric, everything's electric. So it's very, very important to address the electrical nature of the body, as well as oxidation, the redox effect as well, okay, which is, basically I won't get too much of steam, but one electrons for other. It basically has to do with one substance pulling electrons from another, causing the cell to malfunction and as a sick cell. We also, very important, we address stress. One of the number one causes of disease and problems is stress, okay? This is something that we had no living organism on the planet, from the tiniest bacteria, prokaryote cell, all the way up to a human being, was not designed to live under a constant state of stress and fight or flight response. No system can maintain at that level. So definitely we work on stress. It's a huge thing, because stress, let me tell you a couple of things what stress does. It shuts down the immune system. It has overproduction of glucose, because your body thinks it needs the sugars and the glucose for energy to run from that tiger that's in the room. That's, you're constantly over stress. The fictional made-up tiger shuts down, which produces too much glucose, and then glucose unused. There's no emergency, so that glucose has to go somewhere, so it's stored as fat. Triglycerides are pulled from the blood. When we're in a stressful situation constantly, we're not able to love, trust, create, think logically, grow as a human being. Minerals and vitamins are pulled from other areas of the body, so we become deficient in that. We burn through minerals like crazy. So I just can't. Also, stress down-regulates genes that cause disease as well. Epigenetics, which is exactly how things work. So the stress factors are very, very important. And what happens is the law of entropy says any all organisms will go from a higher state of energy to a lower state of energy, and once they hit the lower state of energy, disease or death. That's just the law of entropy. Everything breaks down as a system. So that's very important as well. It's basically entropy is very important because it's basically a loss of information. Okay, it's basically a loss of information. So that's I don't want to get too sciencey, but I hope I'm not get too sciencey with people. But this is how things work. Okay, this is exactly how things work. I didn't spend all this time learning everything I've learned to try to come up with something that doesn't work, and it works. Okay, where the body needs to be in homeostasis, balance. Okay, the whole key is to get back to balance again. Of course, exercise, movement on the lymphatic system. And also, this is a very important key too that other people really don't think about is practicing meditation, breathing, spirituality, practicing gratitude, gratefulness, mindfulness, love, compassion, critical thinking, volunteering. Okay, I have my clients volunteer. It's a great way to kick in the parasympathetic nervous system, is to volunteer, to help, to be of service, help somebody else that's less fortunate than you. Okay, you'll go. And it's just, there's a saying, where you put your awareness is where you put your energy, okay? Let me say that again. If you could just take one thing from this, where you put your awareness is where you put your energy, okay? This is very important. So when I work with somebody, and you can go to the website, everybody gets phenomenal results. You go from degeneration to regeneration, from survival to thrival, and the majority, I'd say 85% of people that I work with, this is 3 to 4 weeks. You go to the medical mall, the doctor, they'll have you coming back every 3 months for the rest of your life saying, we know there's no known cause, we don't know. I'm going to do another video on the insanity of the medical model. But when people work with me, 3 to 4 weeks, okay? We do everything that I've been speaking of, we do everything. And, like magic, lo and behold, people get better. And every single person I've ever worked with, none of their symptoms ever come back, okay? I use what's called, the phrase I made up called kinetic knowledge. It's knowledge in action, okay? And you have to know how to put forth all this stuff. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't know how to apply it, then what's the good of it, though? So this plan I just laid out is really for all living organisms on the planet would benefit to this, okay? So it's just, like I said, 3 to 4 weeks. You can contact me at quantumlevelshealing.com. That's quantumlevels with an S, healing.com. Send me an email, send me a message. And if you're tired of being sick, then let me know. You'd be surprised. I'm going to do a separate video on this too. You'd be surprised. It's shocking how much people are not serious. We've set the bar so low that it's perfectly acceptable to have an autoimmune disease. It's normal now. It's perfectly acceptable, which is absolute insanity. So if you're sick and you have some kind of autoimmune disease and you're not getting better, and if you're seeing the doctor on a regular basis, there's no way you're getting better, okay? There's no way. You can't drug your way back to health. And everybody I've ever worked with, I say, are you better now than when you first started seeing a doctor? The answer is 100% of the time, no, I am worse. So if you're sick of being sick, go to quantumlevelshealing.com and send me a message on there, and we'll see what we can do for you. Remember, for the most part, 3 to 4 weeks. Imagine, it's summertime. Back out, living your life again, or do you want to stay sick, sitting in a chair, and not living your life? And that's exactly what happens when people get disease. So again, quantumlevelshealing.com. I hope everything made sense to you. Be watching out for my next video.